I'm gonna go over today. I over traded today. I still end it with a green P&L. Usually this is like -2, negative, yeah, deep negative. But this ended up green today. So first trade I took was, I think it was pre-market. Yep. Saw that we were at equilibrium of this range, this 5-minute breaker structure, which was also an OT of this range. And then so I just took a quick 1-to-1. I was waiting for a 1-minute reversal right at equilibrium. This was pre-market, so entered as soon as this candle closed under this low right here. OBS, don't glitch with me. Alright, glitchy. This was an easy, quick, fast 1-to-1. That's all I'm going for nowadays is a 1-to-1. Not being hard-headed. Just a quick 1-to-1, boom. That worked out. And then over here, I saw that we were already so close to London lows. We were not as close to London lows over here at the time. So I saw that we had another range right here. So I pulled this from here to here. That's equilibrium of the range. I think this is 925. This is 930. So I think 930 went straight to the take profit. So from this range, from this high to this high, this is equilibrium, and there's a fair value gap. And then so same story. Just looked for a 1-minute inverse. So as soon as this closed under this low right here, this candle, when this closed under this low, I took the trade, and I should have been in and out, but the order didn't fill me immediately. I feel like if I was on a prop firm, I'd be trading better than on the demo. So it was supposed to be a quick 1-to-1 like this. It's supposed to be just boom, just boom. But it filled me like down here. So then I ended up holding till like was looking more like this, I think, based on how it filled me. That's a 1-to-1 still, so I had to sit through this retracement, which stressed me out, this consolidation right here, but eventually dove down in here, took out those London lows, and hit my TP. Actually took those London lows out already, so I should have already had the move already happened, but shit glitched. Ended up having a bigger stop loss, but it's cool. And then after those two trades, I was like, alright, let me not overtrade, right? Makes sense, right? But why wouldn't I if there's a solid setup? So as you can see that by 10 o'clock over here, this closed bearish on the 4-hour. See right up over here. Yeah, that closed. So by 10 o'clock this closed bearish, and over here we have still not taken out the all of this draw right here. We never took out this low right here. So with this being the draw, this should have been my final and third trade of the day. That should have really been my ender, but I said nah. So if this, I skipped this one, even though it's equilibrium of the range, fair value gap, and we still have this low that we're gonna want to take out right here. So I really should have just took this out to that low, for a close under here, and then sell right there. And then this would have been a solid third trade. I really should have been done at that point. I should have been done when I said I was done. All right, but I should have took this one if I was going to keep on going, because it was in directional bias. We still have this draw to take out. And instead, I said, no, I'm not going to overtrade. I'm going to skip that. But then later, I was like, uh-oh, we got a 5-minute breaker structure. And it was like it was a sketchy 5-minute breaker structure too. It was this 5-minute breaker structure, this pretty weak 5-minute breaker structure, with not even like an extravagant range or a dynamic range or whatever. So then I took a long when it pulled back to equilibrium of this. I took the 1-minute inverse, ended up getting stopped out, and then I re-entered again and ended up getting stopped out again. And it's kind of a weak trade because that 5-minute breaker structure wasn't, it wasn't like it broke out super far. And yeah, these trades just ended up getting stopped out right there. And then if anything, I should have took these 5-minute breaker structures because they were actually in correspondence with the directional bias and how it was flowing already. So these were actually bearish, like the first 2 or 3 trades that could have been hit. So then right here it pulls back up in equilibrium. I should have just kept on taking shorts until we had a serious reversal. So it pulls up, this, that, and the third, comes up to equilibrium, sweeps that high, whatever, sweeps these internal highs. Once this closes right here, this would have been our sell. This would have been a 4th hit. And then that would have been cool. And then I slick was lacking because I saw this pull back up to equilibrium of this range from here to here. But what I should have been paying attention to, so I'm thinking, all right, we're at equilibrium, returning to equilibrium. Let me short this 1 minute right here. What I should have been paying attention to is this fair value gap we inverse, but even more paying attention to, I should have paid attention to this over here. Nasdaq broke on a clean 5-minute breaker structure, bullish right there, and gosh darn sense, I would have took a long off of equilibrium from this range right here to here. So we pull back in equilibrium, boom. We didn't sweep a low at equilibrium, so we made a low. See, this how this 1 minute reverse right there. I shouldn't take that because there was no low that was swept, only a fair value gap. So sometimes when there's no low in equilibrium to sweep, it makes the low, and then after it makes the low, it sweeps the low. So once it made a low to sweep for internal liquidity, then that's when I should have took the long off of this 1 minute breaker structure right here, because this just looks like I just dip in, dip out. It's not, it hasn't ever moved like that. It always sweeps a low. So instead of taking a long right here, I was confused. I didn't see the structure, so I took a short and over traded when I should have already stopped. When I said I should have stopped, when I was winning. Anywho, I think kept on going, and then we got this pull back to equilibrium for this range right here. So for this PM range, this is post news, I think. Yeah, 225. So like 2 o'clock was FOMC, and over here on ES we had this crazy volatility wick, and then continued going up. So that's a sweep in liquidity. No matter how you look at it, pull back to EQ. We've done flip bullish back down here. So I think I took a long right here because I was like, well, for one, I'm trading demo account anyway, so nothing really matters. And then, but I'm still trying to keep my account positive because I'm but ready to get this ball rolling now that I'm on a 1-to-1 vibe. But just don't overtrade, take solid setups. There's enough 1-to-ones offered, and then I got this one for a 1-to-1. And I think that was the last trade I took for the day. Yeah, let's just say that. 1-to-1. And yeah, that's the last trade was that one. So that was a good way to end it. Hey, green overall. All of this right here is over trading that shouldn't have been taken. I should have kept the money in my pockets. If anything, waited for these solid setups. But I just wasn't paying attention. But I'm just switching over from trying to be too greedy to now at least I'm not, super negative. By the end of the day, pissed off, whatever. At least it was at a little bit over break even in the green. Shouldn't have over traded. I would have been way more in the green, but it's whatever. We're not gonna over trade. Then market didn't give any short opportunities. It just kind of dropped all the way back down. Looks like right now we just got a 5-minute breaker structure, but it's 5:05 now, so the market closed 5 minutes ago. So maybe there will be a buying opportunity when Asia comes into play. But I have been sick for like a week and some change, and I'm ready to go into the gym and get my god darn hands up. So